hit record. Okay. So, as we're jumping on, I am almost 23. I have a birthday in 10 days. So I'll be 23. I started coaching after I quit my college volleyball team. So I quit halfway through my second season. We got my first coach fired halfway through my first season, and it just never was the same after that. So I really decided I wasn't going to work out because I promise I did probably 30 to 40 sprints every practice. We did 12-minute wall sits, crazy stuff that ruined it for me. But growing up in sports, I always had to have time management skills because I played sports. I played travel ball. I was on all kinds of clubs. And so I had so much going on. So now I'm actually working at a veterinary hospital. I'm an assistant, veterinary assistant, and I'm working 40 plus hours a week. So I worked 43 and a half this past week, plus overtime on the weekend. So, so now I'm really having to learn how to manage having a busy schedule because I leave for work at 6:30 in the morning and I get home between 6:30 and 8 at night. So I'm having to schedule in my workouts and my coaching work and time with my dog, who's basically a child, and time with my family. So once you realize what your priorities are, it becomes easier to manage your schedule. So first thing I do when I get up is PD now. I've changed my schedule, so that's the first thing I'm doing. If you're not doing PD, I thought it was total BS. Like, who needs that crap? Because that's just for people, who have issues. And everyone has issues, so everyone needs PD. So I start my morning off with that. It takes 10 to 15 minutes. I don't know what anyone's religious beliefs are. I listen to K-Love, the Christian radio, on the way to work, and I found that sets my mood because I have a 15-minute drive to work. If you have a longer commute, you can do your PD in the car. But it really takes setting priorities. So my dog has to be walked in the morning. I have to get my PD done. I have to at least get invites done and reply to messages from the previous day. So I have to set that time aside in the morning. So at that point, it becomes not if I have time, is this really a priority that I'm going to make time? But then you have to do the same thing with your family. So how many of you feel like you're running all over the place all the time between work and church and school and kids and all of that stuff? How many people feel like they're just crazy and same busy? Yeah. So it's just life. I feel like sometimes it's a competition to see who can be the busiest and still be successful because everyone's always talking about how busy they are on Facebook. So if you can, think about it, sit down and write down the things that are most important, the things you have going on. I'm kind of a mental person. I think about it on Sundays going into the week because, like I said, I'm working basically 7 to 7 every day. And I don't get my phone during work. So it would get ruined. I get stuff on me. I work with animals. It just happens. So if I was able just to shoot messages, everyone goes to the bathroom. So if you sit down to pee, you can reply to 2 people. You're good. So, that's something to consider. It's just making it work for you. But if you sit down at the beginning of the week and write down things you have going on, I'm not a huge planner person. I'm trying to become a planner person just because I'm doing this group with Josh now and I have so much I have to do. Write down the things that absolutely have to be done. So write down your kid's soccer game, write down your meeting after work, write down all kinds of things you have going on, church, on whatever night you have to go. Write those down, fill those in your planner, but then also schedule in your workout. Schedule in, hey, here I'm going to do a 15-minute time slot, and then here I'm going to do 30-minute, and here's where I'm going to do movie night with my kid. Make sure you're scheduling this in. And then when you're doing this, and if I talk fast and y'all have questions, just let me know because I'm a speed talker. So then you also have to remember to schedule in time for yourself where you can do things that make you happy. So I've been getting up at 4 a.m., going to bed at 11 p.m. And that is wearing me thin because I'm someone that requires sleep. If I don't get sleep, I literally become the most either hangry, angry, or just in a fog person, and I have to have my sleep. So going to bed at 11 and getting up at 4 was not working, even with all the energize in the world. And so I took my first nap on Sunday in probably 4 months that I've had a nap at all, like ever. And so it took some time for me to realize you have to schedule time for yourself, because if you don't do that, then how are you going to pour out into everyone else? So with the chaos, make sure you're scheduling time for yourself, time for your family, and time to get things done. I was doing 80-day obsession because I loved the program. I did it last year, got killer results. And a lot of people onboarded with me last month because they saw my results because I posted them again and they wanted to do it with me. These hour workouts after work are not working. So I'm switching back to something where I can focus on my business, something that makes me happy. I did quarter force yesterday, and it's the most fun I've had doing a workout in a really long time. So make sure you're doing those kinds of things. If you guys have questions about anything as we're going through, like I said, just put it in the chat box or pipe in it. Whatever you want to do works for me. But I've always also been the kind of person that I'm kind of like on social media. I feel like I post more things than I would in real life because I don't see these people's reactions when I post it. I can post it and then put my phone down and I don't have to see anything for the rest of the day. But there's certain things that I don't like sharing or things I like doing on my story. Like if I look super goofy during my workout, I don't like posting it. But I've also been that person that's like, screw it. I'm going to do it. It is what it is. And I just do it before I talk myself out of it. So there are fears I feel like everyone has, and everyone has their own different fears within the business, within life, within your workouts, whatever. Hey, I am terrified to do Insanity Max 30, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to try it. Or, hey, there is this girl, like for me, it was my assistant coach from my college volleyball team because I connect with her really well, even though she was, my volleyball coach. I've never invited her because I've been so scared to do it. Like she has an amazing story. And so finally the other day, I typed the message to somebody else and I literally took it, copied and pasted it, changed it up to kind of match her and sent it before I could talk myself out of it. She didn't reply, but it was something I did to step out of my business or step out of my comfort zone to grow my business. And I've planted that seed now. So I want everyone to take like a second, put something in the chat box that scares the crap out of you when it comes to this business. So everyone think of something that scares the crap out of you, something you try to avoid doing, even when you don't realize you're avoiding it, and put it in the chat box. Inviting people, obviously most important part, but I hate the rejections. So yeah, that's definitely one. Also, you can think about it as, what about the ones that do reply or the yes, being just someone who might be more knowledgeable than me with nutrition and fitness, being a leader when I have no clue what I'm doing half the time. That's the great thing about being a leader, honestly, because if you don't know, then you're like, it's okay. We're going to figure it out. Like, I have no idea, but we're going to do this. Being judged, definitely one. And that's one where you have to think, why do you think they're going to judge you? And there's a girl in my community who's basically like a bodybuilder, and I just do whatever because I know what works for me. Seeing some of those people that comment that just shame talk you, but get it in that. Yeah, people are going to talk, and that's definitely one that holds me back, inviting to the business. That one is a tough one for me. So with all of these, think of someone, like if you're scared of inviting people, think of someone, there's always someone that would be great, someone that maybe needs the help, and just invite. A lot of people, I've been doing, a script I've been using is, hey girl, I'm not sure if you know this or not, but I run these online fitness groups. I joined these groups 2 years ago and they've completely changed my freaking life. I want to share these with you. Let me know if you're interested in something like this. You would be surprised at the people that are like, yes, I need this change. But I mean, going over your objections, I feel like these are ones that everyone has, and I still have them. Everyone has them. So that's just something, like I said, you have to write down and just do it. So everyone that posted, whatever you said in the group, do it. Do it 3 times tonight before you go to bed and get it over with. Do it, be done with it. And then the more knowledgeable about nutrition and fitness, it's everyone knows certain things. I'm not a nutrition expert. I'm not a fitness expert, but I know what I know. And when people say that, say things, say, I don't know that, but I do know this is what works for me. And you have the story and you have the thing to back it, because people are going to relate with you. You can be the most knowledgeable person and you can be a total a-hole and nobody's going to go with you. Because I've seen trainers like that, like, no, thank you. You're a B word. I'm not doing anything you want me to do. So facing fears is a huge thing you have to do. And a lot of people have them in all kinds of businesses, and you're not going to get there without it. And so a lot of times facing your fear is just that 1, 2, 3, jump off a cliff, kind of like jump into the deep end of the pool kind of thing. Like when you're a kid and you're on that tall diving board and, your friend just pushes you off. It's something you have to jump into and consistently work at for that. Any questions on anything that like I do, or how I schedule things? I didn't really have like a set, like write down exactly what I'm going to talk about kind of thing, just because I feel like I like having an open discussion. So anybody that wants to talk about anything, just chime in, any questions or anything.
I actually have a question. You can't see me because I don't have a webcam, but this says Becca. So I'm also well, you're not a college student anymore, but I'm graduating in May from undergrad. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering how you get college students, if you do, into these programs, because I have so many people replying to me like, oh, we have a gym. Why would I pay for something else when we already have like a free fitness center?
Yeah, so I started when I was in college. So a lot of the times I didn't like going to the gym because I quit my volleyball team. Like, I didn't want people to see me in the gym because they're like, oh, I didn't see you at the game last night. Like, no, because I quit during the game the night before. But a lot of people I talk to, and I feel like it's something you have to do with posting too. Like, I would go to the gym and I would play around for a little bit and I would leave. Even though I don't, I grew up in fitness, I just followed what my instructor told me to do and I did it. And agree with Kristen. What are you doing when you go to the gym? Kristen goes to the gym. She posts it all the time and she just takes her iPad with her. And I tell them, hey, I would still be doing these workouts if I had a gym. I do it in my living room because my closest gym is 30 minutes away. When I was in college, I had a gym and sometimes I would go down there and do it. But I was gone all day and I have a dog with separation anxiety, so I didn't want to leave her any more than I had to. So that's something that you have to start asking questions. So digging deeper. What are you doing when you go to the gym? Are you getting results like you want to do with it? What's your nutrition like? What kind of things are you eating? Are you just doing treadmill or are you doing weights? How long do you work out? What do you actually do? Because I found that if you just go to a college gym, most of the time the girls are on the treadmills. There's some wannabe weightlifters, people that are trying to learn how to do weights. And then it's full of guys standing around talking and hogging all of the heavy weight stations so you can't get to the weights. So that one, I would definitely just talk to them about it. Show your results. So talk about it in your stories. Talk about it in your posts. And it doesn't have to be a direct call out. But I find that when you're getting objections, it's really good just to, like if I'm getting the no time, I'm going to make a post the next day that says, despite, basically, it's crazy that, despite working 12-hour days, working 43 and a half hours in 4 days last week, I still have the time to do a 30-minute workout because I don't have to plan it out. And so a lot of times that seed's being planted, if that makes sense. And that way people are seeing that and the college students are seeing it. And like I said, if they see that you're in college and you're doing it and you're getting results and you're not having to be in the gym with all those people staring at you, then a lot of times people will join you for that too. So it's really just going digging deeper in the conversations, and I'm still learning how to do that. But digging deeper and just getting to the root of, why they believe that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any more on that? Anybody else have questions or anything? I feel like I relate with older people. Like, I'm not your typical 22-year-old. So, I mean, definitely have some college students. I've had a lot of younger people sign up. But I've also had people older than me. And part of my thing is I'm like a grandma. So I'm trying to reach out more to people who are out of my age group, just because, I mean, I live at home with my parents. I'm not in college anymore. I did college in 3.5 years and I was over it because I was tired of school. So, I mean, that's just, you have to find people that work for you. Anybody else? Anybody want to jump in about schedules and figuring things out and that kind of thing? Anybody?
I can say something.
Okay.
My name's Adriana, and I work full time, but I get an hour lunch break every day, and I've been using that time to, send invites or follow-ups or even do PD. It's time where, I'm either just going to be sitting at my desk or, going out shopping or something anyway. So I might as well be productive during that time. So I've been trying to utilize that hour as much as possible, and it's helping a little bit.
Yeah, definitely agree. We have sucky Wi-Fi where I'm at because our hospital was an old horse barn turned into a hospital. So it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. But I've started doing the same things. I sat in the office today, the office where the doctor and the hospital manager sit, because that's where the Wi-Fi is, and connected and watched a recording of a call that I missed. And it definitely helped just to have those few minutes just to reply. Any other questions? And it can be totally off topic. Like, I jump all over the place on stuff. So anybody else have anything they wanted to talk about? Nobody? Ashley H, you put in the thing in the chat, inviting to the business. What about that scares you?
I guess it's just that, like, I'm Emerald. So, like, I haven't, like, I guess I feel like it's really just self-doubt, I guess. It's like, what do I have to offer them? Because I haven't done that much with my business yet, kind of thing. But I have to do it if I want to build my business, and I want to make a team and, do all that and help other people do that too. So, it's really just, it's really just like fear of just, one, being rejected, and two, just like, how can I do this? Like, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I am actually still Emerald myself. Literally one coach away from Diamond, so I'm almost there. But I have that same issue too sometimes, just inviting to the coaching business. And the way I've been looking at it is, if you see someone and you feel like you can be friends with them, invite them. And that's a lot of in my invite is, hey, this is random. You seem like someone I would totally be friends with, or if it's someone you've been, chatting with, getting to know. Not sure if you'd be interested in this or not, but I've found this thing that I do, and it has a great opportunity to it. Would you want to learn more information on it? And a lot of people will at least bite at it. But invite people you could be friends with, because you want someone that you're okay with texting every day, or getting on calls with one-on-one and just talking to. If it's just someone random that you jump on with, but someone that you're going to be friends with, because ultimately it's your tribe you want to build. and you want to be friends with them. Like I see all the top coaches and they're going to Disney World and they're going to Florida and they're all like having a good time. And that's like, man, I want that. So think about them being your friends and invite them like they're your friend.
Yeah.
So that's a good way to start. One of my, actually my best friend is actually a coach. I talked to her for months. It took her 6 months to sign up. And when she did, you know, it's all like now we share that. We do every Wednesday we work out together and that kind of thing. So invite your friends to it. So, I mean, it's always an option.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Any other questions before we hop off? All right. So everyone who has fears, like I said, go do them tonight before you go to bed. Don't think about it. Just do it. And even if it comes out to nothing, you're facing your fear and going for it. So everyone have a good night. I hope this was at least a little helpful for everyone. But like I said, it's finding time to do stuff for yourself, finding time to do stuff for your family and your business. Schedule it out. Find what works for you. So everyone have a good night.